Good morning. Indiana's coronavirus numbers still going in the wrong direction, with several new records being broken in recent days. All this prompting a new back and forth between Governor Eric Holcomb and his opponents, with the election now just 2 weeks away. The candidates for governor scheduled to debate on Tuesday. We'll hear from them coming up later this morning. Meantime, the state's health commissioner, Dr. Christina Box, is now dealing with COVID-19 after announcing this past Wednesday that she had tested positive. Governor Holcomb announced Thursday that he had tested negative for the virus. Meantime, in Washington, D.C., a busy week in the nation's capital with the confirmation hearings for Amy Coney Barrett and more efforts in Congress to try and reach a deal on coronavirus relief. Today, we're also talking with the candidates for Congress in the 5th District in that closely watched race between State Senator Victoria Spartz and former State Rep Christina Hale, who joins us now for a one-on-one interview. Welcome back to the program.
Oh, thank you. It's good to be here.
Obviously, a lot of attention on this race, right? We have some questions for you. We also have some questions from voters, including a question here from Kristen in Indianapolis. She asks, if elected, how do you see your role as a representative for all your constituents and not just those who voted for you or who have similar political opinions? How will you reach across the aisle to find bipartisan solutions on issues, especially issues that can be divisive?
You know, I think most issues are human issues, not necessarily Republican or Democratic. And I'm going to approach it like I did in the Indiana General Assembly, where every single bill I ever passed, I passed with Republican partners. And I'm grateful to all the Republicans that helped me do that and helped me sometimes make a bad bill better. But I find that when you develop personal and professional trust across the aisle, you can really get good things done.
So you were endorsed in recent days by the current GOP state superintendent and also a former Republican state superintendent, Sue Ellen Reed, who you see there. What kind of impact do these endorsements have in a race like this? Do they matter?
I think they matter, and I think it's just a signal that, you know, everyone's so fatigued with all the partisanship and the bickering, and these are two problem solvers, people who have devoted their careers to issues of children and education, and I think they see in me somebody who will just set all that bickering aside and just work on the problems before us. And I think people are really appreciating just how high the stakes are right now.
So as viewers have noticed, a lot of ads in this race, right? A lot of outside money as well. Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee helping out your campaign, the Club for Growth helping on the other side. What do you say to voters who might have concerns about the impact of that outside support in terms of candidates being accountable to voters and not to some of these outside influences?
Well, I'm just so proud that I have a really grassroots supported campaign. You know, more than 14,000 people have donated to my campaign. That's a whole lot of people, and the average donation is under $100. So I'm really also proud to be endorsed by End Citizens United, which is a group dedicated to getting this big dark money out of politics.
So let's talk about some of these ads here. Your opponent has an ad out claiming that you were behind on your property taxes. Any truth to those claims? What's your response?
Absolutely no truth. I actually got a refund on my property taxes 1 year, and it's all just so silly and distracting. I think there are some real clear differences between Victoria Spartz and myself, particularly as it relates to health care. And I think what voters really want to hear about are policy issues. And I'd also say this, other media outlets, including the Indianapolis Star, have debunked those. So I encourage voters to go out and look at that real information. But we need to be talking about the issues and concerns about, like, the 329,000 people in our district who have pre-existing conditions, and the Supreme Court taking up the issue of overturning the Affordable Care Act. And my opponent has campaigned to overturn it, and I'm campaigning to support it.
What do you have to do between now and the election to win what appears to be a very close race in the 5th District?
It's a very close race. So the more that, you know, you can speak with the people you hope to represent, the better. And it's been a tough campaign season. I joke and say, you know, I thought running for Congress, I'd be buying more high heels, and instead I'm buying more socks. And, you know, nobody laughs at your jokes when they are muted on Zoom. You know, so that it's been different, and you don't really get that in-person feedback. But the more people we can talk to and just hear the message of problem solving and bipartisanship and just being a really effective elected leader and caring about your constituents, that's breaking through, and it's been a lot of fun.
Christina Hale, thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate it. This week I also spoke with your Republican opponent in this race for Congress. All right, joining us now, State Senator Victoria Spartz from Noblesville, candidate for Congress in the 5th Congressional District. Welcome back to the program. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.
So we have some questions for you. We also have some questions from voters, including Kristen from Indianapolis, who asked this question. She says, if elected, how do you see your role as a representative for all your constituents, not just those who voted for you or who have similar political opinions? How will you reach across the aisle to find bipartisan solutions on issues, especially issues that can be divisive?
Well, let me tell you, when I became state senator, I always understood that I represent 100% of the people, and I spend my time to meeting with all sides on all of the aisles and all of the opinions from each side of the issue. And I wasn't a senator who's hiding from constituents, and even on some controversial issues, I would always do it. It's important. You don't represent the party, you don't represent the government, you represent the people, and you have to represent all people.
Ann from Indianapolis wants to know about an issue that's been in the news somewhat more about your personal financial disclosures that did not list a bank account. She asked, well, would you care to explain and tell us about the businesses you own and how you intend to run them and be our representative in Congress at the same time?
Well, it's kind of interesting because I put a lot of things on hold, because when I became state senator, I dropped my public accounting projects. I dropped my teaching at Kelley School of Business here in Indianapolis, and I put a lot of business projects on hold already now because I understand if I'm going to represent people, even though my state senator job was part-time, I'm going to do 100% of my time, and it takes a lot of effort to get anything done. So I'm going to do that, and then when I deliver results, I'll go back and leave Dolores and run my businesses. And I have a lot of things I still need to do in life, but I feel I can bring a lot of value. As related to financial disclosure, it's kind of interesting. I used to be an SEC auditor. I signed reports, which is a criminal liability when I signed this report of publicly traded companies. So I went through very stringent standards. So before we did that report, I actually read all of the rules. And there are a lot of politics with people saying you had to disclose this. I disclose everything required. I had no problem for me to disclose. So I actually had to hire an attorney when it happened in the primary. Just said, well, double check, because I read the rules. I used to write the rules.
You followed the rules?
I don't just follow the rules.
Yeah.
He said he's the first time. It's a very, very fancy DC attorney. He said the first time he had actually a candidate that had 100% correctly did that report. He'd never even seen that before happening, because I read it and I understand, well, there is nothing for me to hide. My businesses are very simple. Everything was disclosed, I disclose. If you needed to disclose bank, you don't have to disclose bank account, but it's nothing very, major to even disclose. I'm just not required to disclose them. So,
Is this going to be a close race?
this is, probably in the current environment, a lot of races are going to be close, and there's just a lot of national politics. So I would say it's, this race can go in any direction, but it's probably going to be pretty close.
What do you have to do between now and Election Day to get out the vote in this very unusual year?
Yeah,
people voting already,
right.
people voting by mail.
So anything that we've been doing, but maybe a little bit more, we have to get out, try to make sure that people will come and vote, make sure that people get the right information and people pay attention, because it's going to be a lot of politics. There are going to be a lot of information and misinformation happen all over the place. But I hope the voters take it seriously and people look at the candidates and their resume on what they've done, why they would run for Congress, and what they can deliver. We have a lot of talking points, but we have real issues and real problems in the country. And I owe everything in my life to this country. I love our country, and I want to give back and give opportunities for a lot of other children and a lot of other people to have the same opportunities that I had and a lot of other Americans. It's important for us to keep it for future generations. And I'll do my part, and then I go back, live the laws that I legislated.
All right, Senator Spartz, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it. 3 candidates on the ballot in this race, including Libertarian Ken Tucker. We'll have more interviews with the candidates coming up next week and on our election special Monday, October 26th at 7:30 on Fox 59. Coming up next this Sunday in Focus, we'll hear from the candidates for governor on the topics of COVID-19 and also on the issue of social justice. Stick around. We'll be right back.